the doctor's report will change dramatically. Because God has the final say. Listen carefully, my child, because this moment is not random and this message did not find you by accident. You were located, selected, and interrupted on purpose, and if you feel a strange pull in your chest right now, that is because heaven is alerting you to pay attention. Don't skip this, don't look away, because something you were told by doctors, something written on paper, something that made your heart sink in silence is not the final word over your life. You have been carrying a report, whether spoken out loud or hidden deep inside your thoughts, and it has followed you into the night, into your prayers, into your fears, and even into moments when you tried to act strong, but I see the way your breath changes when you think about it, and I need you to hear this clearly before anything else unfolds. I am already inside the situation you think is out of control. Tell me honestly, when you first heard the news, did your spirit feel like the ground disappeared beneath you? This is urgent, my beloved, because the enemy has been whispering that time is running out, that options are closing, that this is permanent, but listen carefully, you must hear this. The fear you felt was real, but the authority behind the report was not final. Right now, as you are listening, something unseen is already shifting, and if you stop listening, you might miss the very moment your faith is being activated for what comes next. Have you noticed how certain symptoms seem louder when you are alone and quieter when you pray? That is not coincidence, that is evidence of a battle already in progress. I know you replayed the doctor's words again and again, analyzing every sentence, every pause, every look on their face, wondering what they are not telling you, but my child, hear me now, there is information heaven has that earth does not, and this is why I stopped you right here. Don't skip this, because the next moments will matter more than you realize. Fear tried to settle into your body, tension tightened your thoughts, and for a moment you wondered if this was punishment or the end of a chapter you weren't ready to close, didn't you? But suddenly, right now, let peace touch you for just a second, because I am speaking protection over you even as you listen. You are not forgotten, you are not being overlooked, you are not being tested beyond grace, you are being positioned. Have you been feeling an unexplainable mix of fear and hope at the same time lately? That confusion is because your spirit senses what your eyes cannot yet confirm. Listen carefully, chosen one, because this is where the mystery deepens. The report you received was accurate according to human measurement, but it was incomplete according to divine authority. Doctors can see data, scans, numbers, and trends, but I see timelines, turning points, and moments where I step in and reverse what seemed irreversible. This is not random, you must hear this, because what looks like a delay is actually a setup, and what feels like silence is not absence, it is preparation. Right now, angels are already assigned to this matter, and you are not fighting this alone. Do you feel that subtle calm washing over you as you hear this truth? I know you've been bracing yourself for bad news, mentally rehearsing how you would react if things got worse, but I am interrupting that cycle right now. Don't skip this, because if you stay, you will understand why the next report will not sound like the last one. You may not see it yet, but something is loosening, something is responding, something is changing beneath the surface, and it will shock even those who doubted. Have you been sensing that this season feels heavy but also strangely significant? That is because destiny often announces itself through pressure before release. My beloved, I am not minimizing your pain, I am overriding its outcome. The fear was real, the tears were counted, the sleepless nights were recorded, but the conclusion you were afraid of is not written in stone. Listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal next is the key that unlocks the dramatic shift you are about to witness, and if you miss it, you will not understand how suddenly everything changes. Because what is happening right now is deeper than a diagnosis and larger than a medical explanation, my child, and I need you fully present for this. Don't skip this, because the moment you stay is the moment faith begins to cooperate with heaven. Listen carefully, you were never meant to be destroyed by this season. You were meant to witness something that would redefine how you see my power, and even now your body and spirit are responding to words you didn't even know you were waiting to hear. There is urgency in this moment because doubt is trying to rush you toward surrender, but I am pulling you toward expectancy. Have you noticed how certain thoughts keep trying to convince you to prepare for loss instead of preparation for victory? That is not wisdom, that is fear masquerading as realism. I need you to hear this, my beloved. The reason the report felt so final is because it was meant to test where you would place your authority, in paper or in promise. Don't skip this, because the next thing I say dismantles what has been tormenting you at night. There is a divine law that has already been activated on your behalf, and it does not operate by statistics, averages, or history. It operates by my word, and my word has already been spoken over you. Tell me honestly, when was the last time you felt a sudden urge to pray without knowing why? That was not anxiety, that was alignment. I know fear tried to tighten your chest when you thought about the next appointment, the next scan, the next conversation, but listen carefully, before that appointment happens, something unseen will already have changed. This is not random, because I do not send peace before defeat, I send peace before proof. Have you felt moments lately where calm shows up without explanation? That is me reminding you that you are covered. Right now, heaven is already rewriting what earth recorded, and this is why I told you not to look away. Don't skip this, because if you remain, you will recognize the sign when it appears. The enemy wants you to believe deterioration is inevitable, but I am declaring interruption. I am interrupting progression, I am interrupting fear, I am interrupting the narrative you were handed. You are not powerless here, chosen one, you are positioned to witness a reversal. Have you been wondering why this message feels like it's speaking directly into your private thoughts? That's because it is. I see the way you tried to stay strong for others, the way you smiled while carrying uncertainty, and I am telling you now, your endurance has been noticed. Listen carefully, because endurance always precedes evidence. There is a moment coming where the same voice that once sounded cautious will sound confused, then amazed, then silent, because what they expected to worsen will no longer match what they see. Don't skip this, because this is where hope becomes dangerous to fear. My beloved, you are not standing at the edge of loss, you are standing at the threshold of testimony, and it will happen suddenly, without warning, and faster than your mind can rationalize. Have you sensed that something big is approaching but couldn't explain why? That feeling is not imagination, it is prophecy stirring. I need you ready, because when the shift happens, it will demand faith to receive it fully, and what I haven't revealed yet about how this unfolds will change the way you see everything. Will unfold in a way you did not expect, my child, and that is why I told you to stay with me, because predictable outcomes are not how I move when I intend to reveal my glory. Listen carefully, because right now your spirit is being prepared for news that will contradict what you were warned about, and if you are not anchored in faith, shock could steal your peace. Don't skip this, because this next phase requires understanding. There is a reason the waiting felt heavier than the pain, a reason the silence felt louder than the diagnosis, and it is because anticipation always precedes acceleration. Have you felt time stretching strangely lately, like days feel long but moments feel rushed? That is because something is lining up faster than you realize. I need you to hear this, my beloved. Your body has been listening to fear, but it is now responding to authority, and authority does not negotiate with sickness, it commands it. The tension you've been feeling is not decline, it is resistance, and resistance only happens when something is being pushed back. Tell me honestly, did you notice certain symptoms stop behaving the way they were expected to? That was not coincidence, that was intervention. Listen carefully, because heaven never interrupts without intention, and I would not alert you like this if nothing was changing. Don't skip this, because you are being positioned to recognize the miracle when it appears disguised as normalcy. I know you expected something dramatic, instant, undeniable, but sometimes the greatest reversals begin quietly, subtly, so fear does not interfere. Have you been questioning whether you imagined small improvements because you were afraid to hope? That hesitation is understandable, but I am asking you to trust me beyond what you can measure. My child, I am not restoring you halfway, I am not stabilizing you temporarily, I am not postponing the inevitable, I am rewriting the outcome. Listen carefully, because the enemy thrives on delay perception, but what feels slow to you is precise timing to me. There is urgency here, because disbelief can cause you to miss gratitude, and gratitude locks in what faith activates. Don't skip this, because when the report changes, you will need to remember who told you first. Have you noticed your prayers shifting from panic to expectation without effort? That is evidence of alignment. I am surrounding you with peace not to make you comfortable, but to make you ready. Ready for what you will hear, ready for what you will see, ready for the questions they will ask when the numbers no longer make sense. Listen carefully, chosen one, because when confusion hits the room, your calm will be the loudest testimony. The same words that once felt heavy will soon sound unfamiliar, and the tone that once carried concern will carry surprise. Don't skip this, because the moment they hesitate before speaking will tell you everything. Have you been feeling a strange confidence rising even though nothing external has changed yet? That is because faith always arrives before evidence. My beloved, the shift is closer than your next worry, closer than your next doubt, closer than your next appointment, and what I am about to reveal about how this reversal impacts your future will leave you breathless, because everything is about to change. And when everything changes, it will not just affect your body, it will touch your identity, your purpose, and the way you speak my name for the rest of your life, my child. So listen carefully and do not let your attention drift now, because this is where many miss the meaning of the miracle. Don't skip this, because what is coming is not only healing, it is revelation. I know you have been bracing yourself emotionally, trying not to hope too loudly in case you are disappointed, but I am asking you to let that guard down for a moment, because faith withheld cannot fully receive. Have you caught yourself whispering, "What if it really changes this time," even when you tried to silence that thought? That whisper was not foolishness, it was truth rising. Listen carefully, my beloved, the reason this trial touched your body is because your testimony must be undeniable, and the place where fear tried to claim authority will become the place where my power is displayed. There is urgency now, because something is about to confirm what you sensed but could not explain. Don't skip this, because the next confirmation will come quietly, maybe even casually, and if you are not spiritually alert, you might underestimate it. I am already softening the conversation, steadying the hands that will review your file, and preparing the words that will be spoken aloud. Tell me honestly, have you been imagining that moment when they look back at the screen one more time, just to be sure? That image did not come from anxiety, it came from foresight. Fear tried to tell you that improvement would be temporary, but I am telling you it will be measurable. Listen carefully, because I do not tease my children with false hope, I prepare them for a fulfilled promise. Have you noticed how your spirit feels steadier lately even though the situation hasn't fully resolved? That steadiness is not denial, it is divine grounding. My child, I am teaching you to stand before the evidence arrives so you will not collapse when it does. Don't skip this, because strength is being built right now for the moment others will question what happened. There will be a pause, a reconsideration, a phrase like, "This is unexpected," and when that happens, remember this moment, remember who told you first. Have you been feeling a quiet urge to give thanks in advance even when it felt premature? That urge is obedience to faith. Listen carefully, chosen one, because this is where the mystery deepens again. The shift you will see is only the beginning, not the conclusion. I am not just restoring function, I am restoring time, confidence, and trust in your future. Don't skip this, because when you realize what this healing unlocks next, you will understand why this season had to unfold exactly this way. My beloved, your story is about to confront doubt, silence critics, and awaken faith in places you never intended, and what I have not yet revealed about the ripple effect of this miracle will change how you see your entire path forward, because the truth that is still coming will shock you. And that shock will not come with chaos but with clarity, my child, so stay with me and listen carefully, because this next unfolding will require discernment as much as faith. Don't skip this, because many celebrate the miracle but miss the assignment that follows it. I know you've been so focused on survival that you haven't yet considered what restoration will demand from you, but I am preparing you now so you will not be confused when doors begin to open at the same time your body grows stronger. Have you felt a strange mix of relief and responsibility stirring inside you lately? That is because healing carries purpose. Listen carefully, my beloved, when the report changes, people will ask questions they never asked before, and they will listen to answers they once ignored. The season of being overlooked is ending, and the season of being observed is beginning, so don't skip this, because how you respond matters. Fear once had a voice in your life, but testimony will replace it, and testimony requires courage. Tell me honestly, have you sensed that you will need to speak up soon even though you've grown comfortable being quiet? That nudge is not pressure, it is preparation. I am strengthening not only your body but your authority, because what you survived qualifies you to stand where others cannot. Listen carefully, because this is urgent. The enemy will try to convince you that the improvement was coincidence, timing, or misinterpretation, but I am telling you now, it will be undeniable. There will be numbers that no longer align, images that no longer confirm concern, and conclusions that no longer fit the narrative they expected. Don't skip this, because when doubt tries to creep back in, you will need to remember how precisely I spoke to you beforehand. Have you noticed how your fear of the future has started to loosen its grip even before the final confirmation arrives? That is because your spirit already knows the direction this is going. My child, I am not restoring you so you can return to who you were. I am elevating you into who you were meant to become. Listen carefully, because this elevation will require you to let go of the identity formed by pain. Have you been wondering who you will be when this no longer defines your days? That question is holy, and its answer is coming soon. Don't skip this, because gratitude will unlock acceleration, and humility will protect the miracle from pride and fear alike. My beloved, you are about to walk into rooms where hope feels impossible to others, and your presence alone will disrupt despair. The same God who reversed your report will position you to strengthen others, and this is why I told you to stay. Have you felt an unexpected desire to encourage someone else even while you were still waiting for your own breakthrough? That desire is the seed of what comes next. Listen carefully, chosen one, because the final phase is approaching, and it will arrive faster than you think, and what I am about to reveal about the exact moment everything becomes undeniable will leave no room for doubt, because the truth I have saved for last will change everything. Because the final moment will arrive so suddenly that it will feel like time bends around it, my child, and I need you fully aware right now. Don't skip this, because this is where faith meets fulfillment. Listen carefully, everything I have spoken to you has been preparing you for one specific turning point, a moment when words on paper will no longer carry fear but confusion, when expectations will collapse under the weight of truth. You have been imagining this day without realizing it, rehearsing both hope and disappointment, but I am telling you now, what unfolds will silence the inner battle completely. Have you noticed how your heart races when you think about the next appointment, yet a strange peace follows immediately after? That is because your spirit already knows what your mind is still catching up to. Listen carefully, my beloved, the final confirmation will not come with dramatic music or fireworks, it will come with a pause, a second look, a recalculation, and then a tone that shifts. Don't skip this, because the pause will be the signal. In that pause, heaven will have already finished what earth is only beginning to notice. Fear will try to surface one last time, reminding you of what once was, but reassurance will drown it out because evidence will now agree with promise. Tell me honestly, have you ever felt that this journey was bigger than just you? That feeling was accurate, because what happens next will echo beyond your own life. Listen carefully, chosen one, when the words finally come, they will not sound like what you prepared yourself to hear, and for a moment you may feel numb, not from fear but from awe. Don't skip this, because gratitude in that moment will seal what faith has carried. I know you wondered why this took so long, why you had to endure uncertainty, why answers didn't come immediately, but now you will see that timing protected you, strengthened you, and positioned you. Have you felt a deep sense that something irreversible, in a good way, is about to happen? That sense is prophecy aligning with reality. My child, when you walk away from that conversation, you will not just carry relief, you will carry authority, because you will know beyond doubt that I intervened. Listen carefully, because the enemy's voice will fall silent when proof stands in front of you, and peace will replace vigilance. Don't skip this, because the final realization will hit you later, quietly, when you remember how afraid you once were and how faithfully you were carried through it. My beloved, you are stepping into a chapter that fear cannot follow, and when you finally understand how dramatically everything shifted in your favor, you will know this message found you at exactly the right time, because what happens next will shock you. Why heaven just decided to heal your hidden illness before the end of this month. Chosen one, listen carefully and don't skip this moment, because what you are about to hear is not an accident, it is a divine interruption, a spiritual appointment, and heaven is leaning toward you as you watch this. My child, you have been silently suffering. Not everyone knows what you've been going through, not everyone sees the pain behind your smile, but God does. There is an illness, a weakness, a hidden battle inside your body or your mind that you don't even talk about anymore because you are tired of praying, tired of waiting, tired of hoping. Tell me honestly, have you ever cried alone wondering why healing is taking so long? You must hear this. Heaven just came to a decision. After all the nights you stayed awake, after all the moments you whispered, "God, help me," even when no one else was listening, after all the times you remained kind even while hurting, heaven has decided to release healing before this month ends. Don't skip. You think you are watching this by chance? No. Something in your spirit was pulled here, guided here, chosen here. You felt a tug, didn't you? A soft voice pulling your soul saying, "This is for you." My beloved, the illness you carry, whether it is in your body, your heart, or your thoughts, has been observed by the one who sees every tear that never fell, every breath you struggled to take, every moment you pretended to be strong when you were breaking. Have you felt lately like something is shifting in your body or your energy? A strange calm, a sudden hope, a warmth in your chest, or even a deep exhaustion as if your spirit is preparing for something? Tell me, do you believe this healing is meant for you? Because heaven is not late, heaven is precise. God waited until now because certain chains had to break first, certain lessons had to settle into your soul, and certain enemies needed to witness your rise. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. You were being refined into someone stronger, wiser, more powerful than the version of you that first entered this battle. You must hear this. The delay was not denial, it was divine timing aligning with your destiny. And now the angels who have been watching you weep have been commanded to move. Don't skip, because healing is already breathing toward you like fresh wind, like morning light after the longest night of your life. My child, you will soon look back at this season and say, "God, you heard me even when I was silent." But listen, everything so far has only been the beginning, because what happens next will shock you. Don't move, chosen one, keep listening because your spirit knows there is more. Right now, as you sit here hearing my voice, heaven is stirring, something is being rewritten over your life. My beloved, you have carried pain that others dismissed, symptoms you brushed off because you felt no one would understand. Sometimes the illness wasn't only in your body, but in your heart, wounds from betrayal, disappointment, abandonment. You kept functioning, but inside something was quietly breaking. Tell me honestly, have you ever felt like you're fighting a battle you can't explain to anyone? You must hear this. The hidden illness in your life has a spiritual root, not just a physical one. The enemy tried to weaken you, slow you down, drain your faith, but instead you grew wiser, more aware, more connected to God. You survived attacks that were designed to destroy you. Do you realize how powerful that makes you? Heaven saw the way you still loved even when you were hurting. Heaven saw you forgive when you had every reason to become bitter. Heaven saw you help others while you yourself were bleeding inside. My child, that is why your healing is being released, not because you are perfect, but because you endured. Because you didn't let darkness turn your heart cold. Listen carefully, this month is not ordinary. There is a divine alignment forming around you, like unseen hands preparing a table before you in the presence of fear. You may have felt random pains, sudden heaviness, or moments where your heart felt too tired to continue, not because God abandoned you, but because your breakthrough is near. Do you believe God is touching your situation even now? Don't skip this, because right before healing arrives, the enemy often tries one last attack to make you give up. That sudden sadness? That unexplained anxiety? That urge to isolate yourself? It was the final resistance of darkness sensing its losing grip on you. Heaven has issued its decree: release healing, release restoration, release renewal. Something in your DNA, your cells, your mind, your spirit is being restored. You may not see it yet, but you will feel it, like strength returning, like clarity replacing confusion, like peace washing over old wounds. A month can change everything, and for you, this month will. But listen closely, my beloved, this healing comes with a purpose, and the purpose is bigger than you think. The biggest truth is still hidden. Don't look away, chosen one, something sacred is unfolding and you are in the center of it. Heaven is not just healing you for relief, heaven is healing you for assignment. There is a calling breathing inside you, one that pain tried to bury but could not kill. You were meant to rise after suffering, to speak after silence, to shine after darkness. My beloved, think about it. If the enemy fought you this hard, doesn't that prove you're carrying something valuable? Tell me honestly, have you ever felt like you were born for something bigger, even if you couldn't explain it? Listen carefully and don't skip. God is restoring your strength so you can walk into your purpose fully. Healing is not just coming to your body, it's coming to your identity. Piece by piece, God is removing fear, guilt, trauma, shame, the heavy memories that weighed your spirit. You will wake up one morning soon and realize you feel different, lighter, freer, like something invisible has finally been lifted. That is not coincidence. That is heaven touching you. You must hear this. Angels have been assigned to you, guarding you, preparing the path ahead. The illness that once chained you is losing power every second you continue listening. Can you feel a subtle shift inside as these words enter your spirit? A warmth, a calm, a spark of hope? Comment with honesty, do you feel something moving? My child, a testimony will rise from this pain. People will look at you and wonder how you survived, but only you and God will know what it really took. You will not just be healed, you will be transformed. The same way the caterpillar struggles in the darkness of the cocoon, you too have wrestled in hidden places. But what emerges after struggle is not what went in. You will not exit this month the same way you entered it. You will come out with wings. And just when you think you understand the miracle, heaven is preparing an even greater revelation. Everything is about to change. Don't blink now, chosen one, because what I'm about to reveal is something your spirit has been waiting for, perhaps for years. My beloved, heaven didn't decide to heal you at random. A divine clock has reached its appointed hour. For so long you felt like you were overlooked, forgotten, delayed, but you were being positioned, shaped, refined like gold in fire. You kept walking even when your soul was tired, even when your faith trembled, even when your body felt weak. Tell me honestly, have there been moments lately where you felt a strange urge to pray more, reflect more, distance yourself from noise and people? That wasn't isolation, that was spiritual preparation. You were being pulled away so God could whisper to you without interruption. Listen carefully, don't skip. Healing is coming because your next chapter requires strength. There is a place God is taking you that sickness cannot enter, where fear cannot follow, where past pain has no authority. You are stepping into a season where joy will feel foreign at first, because you've lived with survival mode so long that peace may feel unfamiliar. You must hear this. Your healing is not just for your benefit, it will bless others. You will speak about what God did and broken hearts will find hope through your story. Have you felt lately like someone will need your testimony? Like your journey wasn't only about you? My child, heaven is aligning people, opportunities, and breakthroughs around your healing. Doors that were closed will open, energy that was drained will return, and the heaviness on your chest will begin to lift. There will be nights soon where you sleep deeply, mornings where you rise without dread, days where laughter returns naturally, not forced. Don't ignore the small improvements, they are signs that restoration has begun. You will look back at this month as the moment everything shifted. But listen, my beloved, while healing is approaching, there is one more hidden truth God needs you to understand, one final piece that will reveal why this had to happen exactly this way. The biggest truth is still hidden. Stay with me, chosen one, because what is about to happen will stretch your faith in ways you cannot imagine. My beloved, the healing coming to you is not just physical or emotional, it is divine, it is supernatural, and it is unstoppable. For too long you may have doubted, questioned, or even whispered, God, am I really chosen for this? Tell me honestly, have you ever felt unworthy of a miracle, even though your heart has longed for it? Have you ever wondered if God really hears your cries when the world seems silent? Listen carefully, don't skip. Heaven is saying to you right now, your faith, even when small, has moved mountains you cannot see. Every prayer you whispered in secret, every tear you shed alone, every time you held hope while surrounded by despair, it all mattered. My child, the enemy tried to convince you that healing would never come, that this battle was too long, too hard, too impossible. But the truth is, those lies were the signal that your miracle was near. Angels have been dispatched, prayers have been collected, divine fire is being poured into your life. You may not feel it fully yet, but there is a shift happening inside your body, your mind, your spirit. Can you feel a flicker of relief? A strange warmth in your chest? Comment now, do you sense something unseen moving for you? You are being prepared to not just survive, but to thrive. To not just be healed, but to emerge stronger, brighter, more alive than ever. Your purpose is waiting for you on the other side of this healing, and it is greater than you can comprehend. You will see clarity where there was confusion, peace where there was fear, joy where there was sorrow. But my beloved, one last test of patience remains, a final moment where you must trust completely without seeing. What you are about to receive will surprise even your own soul, because the full magnitude of your miracle has been hidden until now. What happens next will shock you, chosen one. Breathe slowly and listen without distraction, because this final part is where heaven seals the message over your life. Healing is not just coming, it is already in motion. My beloved, before this month ends you will begin to notice subtle confirmations, waking up with unusual peace, pain fading without explanation, renewed energy, clearer mind, deeper rest. And when it happens, you will remember this moment and know heaven touched you. Tell me honestly, do you believe God is already working inside you? Every cell, every vein, every memory, every wound, God is rewriting your story. Don't skip, lean in. There is something powerful about to be revealed. You didn't go through all those nights of silent suffering for nothing. You didn't fight battles no one knew about just to remain wounded. God allowed the hidden illness to exist so that when healing comes, His glory will be undeniable. You will stand one day and say, I thought it would break me, but it built me. And those who counted you out, those who doubted your strength, those who whispered you'd never rise, they will watch you shine. My child, heaven is healing you not just so you can be whole, but so you can fulfill your destiny. You are chosen for influence, for love, for purpose. You are chosen to be the light others find when they are in darkness. You are chosen to testify that miracles are real. Have you felt lately like something within you is waking up? A spark, a calling, a deep knowing that you are entering a new season? My beloved, this is your sign. Healing is being released like rain on dry soil, slowly at first, then suddenly, overwhelmingly, beautifully. You will feel strength returning in ways that surprise you. You will breathe easier, think clearer, walk lighter. Old pain will fade like a shadow touched by the sun. And when your healing manifests fully, you will understand why God took His time, because He wasn't just healing your body, He was preparing your purpose. Now hear this final truth. What is coming to you is bigger than the pain that preceded it. Your testimony will echo through others' hearts. Your miracle will spark miracles. Your healing will open doors you couldn't open yourself. Heaven has decided, you will be healed, restored, renewed. And when it happens, remember this message, return and testify, speak life into others. Because this is not the end of your journey, beloved, it is the beginning of a destiny you were born for. Everything is about to change forever.